జగన్ స్టార్ట్ చేసా.
నొక్కుతానే ఉన్నాను అడ్మిట్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, అడ్మిట్ అవ్వాలి. అది అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకునేందుకు ఫస్ట్ ఒకటే.
Hello. Hello, Miss Anupama.
Yeah, hi, Sahiti.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome to the session. Please, can
Yeah.
you start the session?
Yeah, sure. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. It's okay. Recording. You're not supposed to record anything. You can't record also, I think so. Yeah, thank you. I'm good. So, guys, if you can do your assignment, okay, and I have also uploaded the material in the Google Drive link. May not be the material which I'm just explaining because this material should not be shared, but I have shared AWS material. What are the services which I would be covering? I have kept in a document and I have shared to you. You need not worry about the recording. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, I'll share the link. 1 second. Okay, I just shared it. So coming back to our session, so we are actually in the quiz. We're talking about quiz, right? when the knowledge check. Yeah. So I would be seeing the chat. Just please answer one by one. Okay. So it is knowledge check is equally important. I'm seeing the chat. Okay. So tell me guys, what is an EC2? I don't need any Google answers. Whatever you think is an EC2, you can just tell me. Okay. EC2 is an instance. A template, not Pawan. No Pawan, it's not a template. So what is an instance? What is an EC2 instance? When I say what is EC2, I mean what is an EC2 instance? What is it? Virtual machine. Elastic Compute Cloud. It stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. That's okay. I didn't ask the full form. It's a virtual machine in the cloud. VM on a shared resource. It can be on dedicated also. Okay, service. Yes, it's a service. VM. Virtual AMI. No. Instant launch using an AMI as a template. Elastic Compute Cloud is a scalable compute capacity. Google answer. I don't need a Google answers, guys. I can understand your understanding on the topics which we have covered. It's a virtual machine provides resources like memory, hard disk, and OS. Okay, so true. It's correct. EC2 instance is a virtual machine. Very simple, right? What is an AMI? Amazon machine image. I'm not asking for guys. We will have quiz for each and every service. When I give AMI or the EC2, I'm not asking for the full form. I'm asking to define it. Okay. As a template contains operating system, OS template, template to create an EC2 instance, template form. Yeah. So AMI, yes, is basically it's an image which tells the configuration of the machine. It doesn't tell the configuration of the machine, Raghavendra. So we're talking about the software. So AMI is basically template to which will have your operating system, supporting libraries, applications, and all. Perfect. Yeah. Yes, Lakshmi. So what is the difference between the public and private images? Okay, template to create, replicate same instance. Okay. Yeah, Ramesh. So what's a public and private images? Private owned by us. Only we can access private AMI. Public has no security. No. I didn't tell public has no security. Public images are accessible by anyone with data and own data. Hey, Ramesh, no. Public given by AWS, no Pawan. Public AMI is which is available in Amazon market. No. Public shared by many. Yeah, maybe. Public images can access by anyone. Correct. Okay. So public and private. So whenever you create an image, that image would be private only to you. Okay. And private is to dedicated person. Private AMI is which we create as a snapshot. Hey, what, Suresh? Okay, so listen. So private image, as soon as you create an AMI, that AMI is only private to you. But if you want to share with a few people, only to your team members, like that, you can share by giving their account ID. That is also still private. Okay, but if you want everyone to access your AMI, then you need to change the permissions to public. Then that's called a public image or public AMI. Okay, dedicated to a particular organization. Need not be private, need not be a particular organization. It can be a particular account or a few accounts. But if it is to everyone, it's a public image or public AMI. What is an instance type? Hardware. Specifies the hardware. EBS backdoor. No, Pavan. Different operating systems. No, Raghavendra. What do you call Jayavarapu? Raghuveed. Oh, different name. Not OS Idip. Hardware machine. Not. No. Machine types with different optimization. hardware configuration, T2 microphone. Okay, that's it. Hey, we have almost, how many people are there in the participants? General purpose, FPGA, memory optimized, Google answer, Imran Syed, network, specifying hardware for EC2. 100 web server, combining different hardware configuration. Okay, yeah. So instance type is basically a hardware configuration for your EC2 instance. Yeah, correct. So where you would be defining how much memory you want, storage, vCPU and all. Correct. Okay. It's from my memory. Oh, it's from your memory? Oh, okay. Okay, Syed. CPU. Okay. So types of instance families. I didn't ask how many instance families are there. I am just asking what are the instance families? Sparta, not Imran. No. On demand. Yeah. No. That's even not. For Emma. General purpose. On demand. Sparta. No. General purpose GPU computized. You're mixing up things, guys. Hey. Oh my goodness. General purpose, compute optimized, additional capabilities. Okay. See, the instance type I'm talking about, the instance families, we are talking about the second step when you are creation of in the creation of EC2 instance. Okay. No, not provision IOPS. Yeah, memory optimized, general purpose, memory optimized, storage optimized, compute optimized, GPU and all. Okay. Not throughput optimized. No, these are the volume types. We will come to that in EBS. One second, I'll show you so that you will not forget. Just a minute. I'll log into the console and come back. Okay, see, these are basically the instance families which I'm talking about. We have general purpose, we have compute optimized, you see, we have GPU, we have machine learning, we have storage optimized also. Okay. Throughput for HDD. No, Deepak, we are not talking about the volume types. No. Okay, we don't have throughput. We're not talking about that. What is the placement group? Same hardware. Okay. Location of EC2 instances. Okay. Half right. Organizing instances, correct. Run in an easy. Okay. Logical grouping of EC2 instances. Perfect answer. Yes. So logical grouping of an EC2 instances become a placement group. And what are types of placement groups we have? Okay, how many are three? What are they? What are the types? Cluster, partition, spread. Not portion, it's partitioned. Okay, so in cluster, all the machines, all the EC2 instances will be on a single hardware, where our partitions would be spread into different partitions. We will be giving a partition number. If we have 9 instances and if you give the partition of 3, your instances would be spread into into 3 parts. Each hardware will have 3 instances, whereas in spread, all the instances will be placed on a single hardware. Sorry, on a different, each instance will be there on a single hardware. Yes, correct. If we have 9 instances, 9 instances will be on 9 different hardwares. Spread in single rack. Okay, correct. I mean, each instance will be on each rack. So what is the difference between stop and terminate in EC2? Guys, please try to answer. It's okay. I'll read each and everything. I'm actually, I opened the chat and I'm just reading. Okay. Guys, you can just send me the full message at a time and then you can just type enter, right? Stop means to pause. Terminate is delete. We can start a stopped instance. When we stop it, it is using CPU. No, who said that when we stop it instance, it is using CPU? No, Manoj, it is not like that. Terminate will end the instance. Okay, memory va. I didn't talk about memory. Terminating is like deleting, yes. Once terminated instance cannot be undone, correct? Okay, terminate instance cannot be started, but yes. Stop is like shutting down and terminate is destroying. Okay, good, good. You guys are very creative, yeah. Stop will persist the root volume, but the terminate root volume will be deleted. Need not be, Pavan. See, true that if you stop it, your instances, your application, everything will be there. But even if you're terminating, your root volume can be there. You know, you can customize it, right? Yeah, correct. See, Teja is telling stops the instance and contents will be there and we can start again. Terminates will destroy the instance, correct. So it is like terminating is like giving back the EC2 instance to AWS. Stop is like that instance will be there with you along with your data application and everything. Okay, when you no longer need the instance, you terminate it. Very simple. Okay. When we stop the instance, data is stored in RAM. No, no, Anisha. No, I didn't tell that. Maybe I have told you for the stop Hibernate. One second. Lakshmi is asking, ma'am, when we stop, do we charge for EBS? Exactly, we charge for EBS. Correct. You may not charge for EC2 instance, but you will charge for EBS. Yes, Lakshmi. So what is stop Hibernate? Stop unstop Hibernate. RAM moves to EBS root volume. Stop play and pause terminate. Permanent ender. Stop Hibernate. RAM contents will be stored and retrieved back when started again. Perfect answer, Teja. Yes, correct. Store the data in RAM, not read. No. Okay, it stores the RAM data into the EBS volume. See, whenever you say stop Hibernate, the EC2 instances might be using some RAM. The RAM would be loaded to the normal actual volume. When you start again, the volume would be restored back to the RAM again. Okay. Yes, the applicants will start where it got stopped when you start again. Transition from running to stopped. Okay, that if you it will be happen even if you stop it or if you go for stop Hibernate. Current task can be restored if we use it. Correct. Perfect answers. So what are different purchasing options in EC2? Different purchasing options. I didn't ask the number. On demand, reserved, spot. Okay, savings plan. Yes, Hemant. You can just send me a message. Send message to everyone. You not send privately, so that everyone can see. Yes. So on demand, reserved, savings plan, spot, and dedicated also. Okay. Perfect. So what's a key pair? Key pair. Guys, I want answers from everyone. ఎలా రావాలి అంటే మెసేజెస్ చదవడానికి నాకు అన్ని ఉండాలి. అలా మీరు బాగా పంపిస్తేను మీ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఇట్స్ అ పెమ్ ఫైల్. ఓకే, don't duplicate your messages, but please send. I just want everyone to respond so that మీరు ఎంత యాక్టివ్గా ఉన్నారు అనేది నాకు కూడా మీ మీ ఎంకరేజ్మెంట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. మామూలుగా తెలుసా, మీరు బాగా రెస్పాండ్ అయ్యి బాగా క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతుంటే వాళ్ళకు కూడా ఎక్సైట్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది, బాగా ఇంకా బాగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. సో ఇట్స్ authentication, use it to connect, correct. In order to log into your EC2 instance, okay, combination of public and private key. It's encrypted password, correct. Okay, it's a combination of both public and private key. Okay. So key pair is a combination of public and private key. ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఏదో పెద్ద మెసేజ్ పంపించారే, ఒక క్వశ్చన్ లాగా ఉంది ఇది. Can you please tell the instance type and families? When creating an instance, in the second step, you can see that choose the instance type. And on-demand, spot, reserved instances, etc. are there. What are these? Family-wise memory, please don't mind to explain. Why I will mind to explain? Very simple, easy. Okay. See, these are the instance families where you have the general purpose, memory optimized, compute optimized, and all. Okay. And if you go for second step, here you will have spot. Okay. And if you don't use spot, that means you are using on demand. Okay. And if you want to go for reserved, you have to come here. If you want to go for dedicated host, you have to come here. Okay, so you can see there. So key pair is a combination of public and private key. Okay, so AWS uses a public key to encrypt a piece of data called password, and you use a private key to decrypt it so that you will be able to log into your EC2 instance. And as said, yes, you guys are right. So you should have a key pair to log into your EC2 instance. Okay, so guys, without a key pair, can't I log in? Yes or no? Yes, you can't log in. The answer is no. Correct. Now I have an EC2 instance and I have a key pair. What if I lost my key pair? Can I connect back into my instance? I have created the key pair, but I lost it. Somehow I deleted it. Will I be able to connect to the instance again? Yes or no? If yes, how? If no, why? Acha, what happened? Not on a single message. Okay, we can't, you can. Okay, I asked for the reason also, right? Yes, no. Even God can't help her. Actually, even AWS can't help you to, yeah. So no, because it is unique. Okay, yeah. It's good to have an answer. AWS also can't help. Ma'am, there is an option like without key pair. No. I'm not asking that. No, wait. See, I have an EC2 instance. Okay, what happened? I have a key pair. I have created or I'm using existing one, that doesn't matter. Okay, I have a key pair. Now, somehow I lost this key pair. This EC2 instance will be running only, but I can't log into it. Okay, so if I lost my key pair, what I can do in order to connect to my instance? Is it possible to connect it or not? Okay, proceed without a key pair is like the option which you select. If you go for proceed without a key pair, then you will not have key pair. You will never ever able to log into it. But in this case, you have a key pair, you downloaded it, you have connected it for some time, and later you lost this key pair. You have to create another key pair. Abba? No. Yes, using key rescue. Oh, again Google answer. Key pair is the only way through which we can log in. If we have PPK, we can. Your voice is not clear. If we lost, we can't. I'm not telling that. Okay, fine. Let me tell you the answer. So once you lose a key pair of your EC2 instance, you can't log into your EC2 instance forever. As said, yes, AWS also can't help. But what about the application and all? You might be having some sort of data, right? But what we can actually do is, we can take an AMI, okay, create another EC2 instance. When you're creating, go for another key pair. Now you can log in into this EC2 instance. You'll have the same data as this EC2 instance. Correct? Because you have taken an image from the same and you're creating another instance. And you can terminate it because you don't need, anyways, you can't log in, so you can't use it. Okay? So you may not be able to log into that particular instance, but there is a way where you can access the applications and the data. There's a manual process because, you know, you have done a mistake by losing your key pair. Okay? Without key pair option is there. Yes, it is there. Yes, by taking an image, we can back up. Correct. We have three options here. Create a new key pair, proceed without a key pair, and use an existing key pair. 1 second, Teja is asking something. So what if it's a reserved instance? See, reserved instance doesn't mean that the instance is running it in your account all the time. No. If you want it, you can stop it also. You can create another instance also. Okay. So it is just that in your account, you can use this with these parameters. You can have an EC2 instance. So whether you are using it or terminating it or stopping it, it's up to you. Okay. Uh, um, what if, what is the purpose of, without key pair option? See, let's take, I have created an EC2 instance, okay, from AWS provided AMI. Okay, so I have established everything, all the application, everything was done. Okay, obviously I have created a key pair in this. Okay, and then I took an image out of it. And now this image is having all the applications which I have created. And then I have created another EC2 instance without a key pair. Okay, because I have all the applications before only, I need not log in into it. But organizations will not do that. But if you don't want anyone to log into your EC2 instance, you can go without a key pair. So we can use this option just for demonstrations, test and all, that's it. But in production, they will definitely go for key pair. Okay. Did I answer Teja? Okay. Okay, great. How can we do that taking an AMI? Bala, what? We have done this, right? Creating an AMI from an instance. Have you not attended my classes? All the classes from the beginning? Hey, I can't help yaar. I can't help. Okay, ping me, ping me in WhatsApp. I think I can help you. You attended then? Then what? Akash, yeah, Bala Akash. Yes, you were there, right? I've seen your name multiple times. Then what's your question? See, you need to go back to the console. Once you create an instance, you see this console page. Okay. So once you have an instance here, go to actions, instance image, and create an image. Okay. And that's how you can create an image. Yeah, great. By taking image, we can create backup AMI. Eh? Image itself is a backup. What is that backup AMI again? HHO. So define EBS. Is today's topic S3? Yes, we have time now. Once we are done with quiz, we'll start S3. I told I'll never ask for full form. I know it's elastic block store. What is this? It's a volume for EC2 instance. Perfect answer. EBS is a volume. It's a stored volume, which use it to create data volume. No, Teja. See, EBS is not only data volume. It can be a root volume also. It is not just a root volume. It's also data volume. Persistent block level storage. Correct answer, Shankar. Network attached volume. Correct, Pavan. Data volume plus root volume. Yes, it's a volume for usage instance. Block storage. It's a raw unformatted storage. Okay. Google answers, I think so. Volume for EC2, physical data center. Hey, Shanmukh. Physical data center. Who said yeah? Physical data center. What is physical data center? It's a very big term. See, EBS is a volume for your EC2 instance, a dedicated volume for EC2 instances, correct? So your EBS volume can be a root volume or the data volume. And yes, it's a block level storage. Okay. Yes. Thanks. Good answers. Wow. You guys are understanding. I'm happy. So what are the volume types of EBS? Meeting request. Okay. Wait. Again, you guys are getting confused. Yes, it's availability zone specific, Meghna. Yes, dear. EBS is availability zone specific. EBS Bagda. I'm asking about EBS only. Instant store. No. SSDs, yes. Root and data. Okay, I think it's answers for SSD and HDD. Correct. So in SSD we have correct. In Pawan is telling correct. So in SSD we have general purpose and provisioned IOPS. In HDD we have throughput optimized and cold HDD, and we have magnetic. Okay, cool. So what is the difference between the root volume and the data volume? Root, guess so yes. Root is fixed by OS. Info about OS and info about data. We can delete the data volume, but we cannot delete the root. Who said we can't delete the root, Manoj? We can delete it. Root volume is C drive, data volume is DEF drives. Okay, my answer you're telling to me only. Root is default. Who is talking about this? Jayashree, it's true, dear. I told you to just to understand, but you should not tell to the interviewer like this. Okay, you cannot directly tell this. You can tell that. Root volume is basically okay. System storage volume. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So in root volume, you'll have the operating system, the applications which have installed, all the libraries will be there in the root volume. So AWS would recommend to create another volume for the data. Okay. Yeah. Root volume is for the OS files. Yes, probably we will have all the information about the virtual machine. Okay. Correct. So what is the difference between AMI and EBS snapshot? One second, I got a question. What if app require more space? Pavan, actually you can increase the root volume. Yeah, it is not fixed. Okay. What region specific? Snapshot is for EVS, backup of volume snapshot, region specific. AMI, guys, please give a complete answer. It's good to frame a sentence. It's okay if even if it takes time. If you want me to wait, I'll wait. AMI is a template for your EC2 instance, whereas snapshot is a template for root volume. Okay, somewhat correct, Abhishek. Snapshot is a backup for volume. Availability zone specific. What availability zone specific? What is that? AMI is a backup for EC2. AMI is from AWS Marketplace. I didn't tell. Achacho. We can take EBS snapshot of one instance to attach to another instance. Okay. So AMI is a backup for your EC2. EBS snapshots is a backup for your EBS volume. Okay. Okay. Sai Chaitanya, yes, you're right. Yes, in some sense it is right. EBS snapshot contains database of EBS volume. Database. Database ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాను నేను హర్షవర్ధన్ రెడ్డి డేటాబేస్ ఏం లేదు ఇక్కడ ఓకే డేటానా సరే సరే ఓకే so how EBS volumes are persistent when compared to instance store? AMI contains total EC2 instance. Correct. Okay. Not exactly, guys. Please understand. You have an EC2 instance and you have an EBS volume. Okay. When you take an image, you get an AMI from the EC2. You get a snapshot from the EBS volume. It's like that. Okay. AMI is a backup for EBS snapshot contains hardware independent. Okay. EBS contains data even when the instance is terminated, but it is deleted in the case of instance store. Okay, correct. Avoids from accidental termination. Okay, yeah, in some sense it's correct, right, Teja? Antena. Ayyo. Do you want me to repeat it? What is instance store first of all? We never adinattunare. EBS is network attached. Correct. Then what about instance store? Kavya? What about instance store? Okay, I'll repeat it. EBS stays outside of instance, so no problem, even instance get breakdown. Yes, Lakshmi. Chaitanya, instance store. Okay, instance can't be stopped. Instance store can't be stopped. Yes, good boys, you are remembering something. No problem. Where is my whiteboard? See, if EC2 is using this storage for root, this storage means in the same host computer where this EC2 got hosted itself. It's called instance store bagged EC2 instance. Okay, so if EC2 is using this storage for root where this EC2 got hosted itself, is called instance store backed EC2 instance. This EC2 instance is backing instance store volume. At the same way, if this EC2 is using a volume which is network attached for root, it's called EBS backed EC2 instance. Okay. Now, how EBS is persistent? First of all, it is network attached. Irrespective of the lifecycle of an EC2 instance, you can have your EBS. And if something happens to this hardware, if this hardware failed, the data which is in the instance store volumes will be gone. So there is a risk. There is no backup plan for this. But what if something can happen to these EBS volumes? These EBS volumes will replicate itself in the same availability zone for high availability. So for some reason, if this EBS volume goes down, you have other replicas to get go and connected. So you have good availability. That is the reason EBS volume is persistent when compared to instance store. Okay, and when it comes to instance store backed EC2 instances, yes, you cannot stop your instance. No, you can't. Okay, because they are on the same hardware, you cannot stop it. You can only terminate it. So if you want to save your save the cost, when you are not using, you can't do it with the instance store backed EC2 instance. But EBS backed can be stopped. How do we come to know whether it is using hosted machine storage? No. See, now AWS is supporting only EBS backed. You see, how do you find it? I'm sorry. So you go to launch instance and you see all the AMIs are root device type is EBS only. If you see all the AMIs which are there, all would be EBS. I checked each and everything actually. That's how I'm confident that all are EBS backed only. Okay, so now AWS is not supporting. In the quick start, it's not supporting instance store. No. Okay, why we are talking about instance store yet? Because we will have a questions in the exam. We may get. Okay. It's a past concept, huh? But still we are talking about it. We need to talk about that. Yes, it's a past concept, correct. So when AWS introduced EC2, all are instance store backed only. I think I told this. Once EBS got introduced, they were using EBS backed instances. Fine, Suresh. Can an EBS volume, do we have an exam again? No, Harshvardhan. Petana? మళ్ళీ సార్ట్ అవుట్ చేసి ఈసారి ఒక 50 మందిని తీసేద్దాం. లేదులే పెట్టంలే. యాక్చువల్గా పెడదాం అనుకున్నాను. ఎవ్రీ వీక్ బాగుంటది కదా, మీకు కూడా నాలెడ్జ్ చెక్ అవుతుందని. బట్ దిస్ ఈస్ ఫైన్, రైట్? ఐ మీన్ ఐఎమ్ గెటింగ్ గుడ్ ఆన్సర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ యూ. వద్దు మేడం, పెట్టట్లేదులే. ఇన్స్టెన్స్ స్టోరేజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ అ రూట్ వాల్యూమ్. ఎందుకు ఈబిఎస్ వాల్యూమ్ కూడా రూట్ వాల్యూమ్ అవ్వడొచ్చు కదా సుజిత? సి ఇన్స్టెన్స్ వాల్యూమ్ అంటే, ఇన్స్టెన్స్ స్టోర్ అంటే ద స్టోరేజ్ ఇన్ ద హోస్ట్ మెషిన్. ఓకే, పెట్టాలా తేజ? ఆగాగు, నాకు వాట్సాప్లో మెసేజ్ చెప్తాను ఈ పని. నీకు ఒక్కడికి పెట్టేసి పీకేస్తాను, ఆగు చెప్పేస్తాను జగన్ సార్కి తీసేయమని. నిన్ను అలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతా. జస్ట్ కిడింగ్. మాకు అన్యాయం చేయిద్దా? తీసేద్దా? బా ముందే ప్రిపేర్ అయి ఉన్నాడు. ఒక ఎగ్జామ్ పెట్టాలి కానీ తీసేద్దా? ఒక ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ కోసమా? అది కష్టం పా. సి ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ అలా కష్టం అయిపోతుంది, ఒక రోజు అయిపోతుంది యాక్చువల్లీ. అందుకే సో can an EBS volume attach to 2 or more instances at that same time? No, we can't. Correct, we can't do it. Taking snapshot is fine, Sandeep. Okay, we can attach, Aisha? No dear, we can't. See, if you have 2 instances, one EBS volume cannot be shared with other instance at the same time. No, we can't. We have to detach and attach it. Leave about the availability zone. Whether they have it or not doesn't matter. But if you have in different availability zones, then yes, someone said taking a snapshot. Yes, you need to take a snapshot and create another volume out of it. Okay. అందరు నో అన్నారు పర్లేదు. Absolutely. Okay. And once you define a volume size of 10 GB, let's take, after the EBS volume of 10 GB, is it possible to decrease to 8? My first question, is it possible to decrease to 8 GB or less? Okay. Is it possible to increase to 12 GB or more? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Is it possible to detach the root volume from the instance? Is it possible to detach the root volume from the instance? If yes, how? If no, why? Okay, no, can't. Yes, yes, ma'am. We should stop. Yes, snapshot. Oi, detach గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంటే snapshot అంటావేంది? Root volume is fixed, ma'am. Yes, but of no use. ఎందుకు no use? We can attach to another instance, no? Root contains the library's instance is dependent on root volume. Correct, instance is dependent on root volume. My question is, can we detach the root volume from the instance or not? Stop and detach. Sandeep, yes, you're right. Instance or backed aithe no. EBS aithe yes. Okay. Good answer. Yes, we should stop your instance in order to detach the root volume. But you see, if you want to detach the data volume, you can do it. Okay. So even if it is when the EC2 instance is running, you can detach and attach the data volumes. But in order to detach the root volume, you have to stop your instance. Okay, na? Okay, cool. Antena. Okay. Define EFS. EFS. Don't tell me the full form, please. Elastic File System, I'm telling you. Shared storage, shared volume. Shared storage and scalable. EFS is only Linux specific. We can share data. Storage volume for EC2. Correct. Storage volume for EC2. Opposite of EBS. It can be shared across multiple instances. Correct. Region specific storage. Correct. It is like NFS. Correct. Automatic scaling that can share. Yeah, correct. Elastic file system that is shared. Elastic and shareable, right? Network storage. Correct. We can use EFS at any time. What do you mean by we can use any EFS at any time? Cloud storage volume for EC2. EFS is auto scaling. We can data without region specific. Chaitanya Krishna Reddy. What do you mean by we can share data without region specific? EFS is only for Linux. Your voice is not coming up. Seriously, you're not understanding me. You're not getting me? See, EFS is region specific, correct? And it supports auto scaling. And EFS is a shared volume. Clear and louder? Okay, I think there is an issue with Sumant internet. Okay. Okay, correct. Fine. Perfect, guys. Wow. Oh, what is the differences between the EFS and EBS? Okay, you already told me that EBS is a dedicated volume, EFS is a shared volume. Okay, and EFS supports auto scaling, but in EBS you need to create an once you create an EBS volume, if you want more, you need to modify the volume size. Okay, and EBS can be used for both Linux and Windows, but EFS can be used only for Linux workloads. Yeah, we will be using NFS protocol, correct? Wow. What are the operating system? Yes, it's Linux only. What are the storage classes in EFS? Yeah, that's fine. Only Linux. What are the storage class in EFS? Now I'll see who all will answer immediately without checking in Google. See, you don't remember. Throughput and general. Yeah. No. No. Tell me. What are the storage classes in EFS? Standard storage class. బాయా ఎందుకో క్రికెట్ అవ్వలే కదా ఎవరు నాకు బాగా చెప్పింది సురేషా థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ అటెండింగ్ అన్నా అరే ఆ మాడ్యూల్ పా ఓకే అచ్చా సరే బాగా చెప్పారు కదా నేను మళ్ళీ రాను రేపు మీ ఇష్టం Just kidding. ఓకే వచ్చేసినాయి గూగుల్ నుంచి ఆన్సర్లు స్టాండర్డ్ అండ్ ద ఇన్ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ స్టోరేజ్ క్లాస్ కరెక్ట్ I know గూగుల్ మాత See, storage classes in EFS is good. I mean, it's good to remember. Okay, so we have standard and infrequent access storage class. So for example, if you have data and you're not accessing it frequently, you can move to infrequent access storage class to save the cost. Okay. Now, next comes with the S3. If you ask me in a simple terms, S3, which stands for Raviteja. Ain't Raviteja? It is better to disable recurring payment options in billing, considering free tier users. Okay. So Lakshmi, you're aware of S3, va? Okay. So S3 is a simple storage service. Like if you see the EC2 or oh, I'm sorry. If you just see the EBS as well as the EFS. Okay. These two are the storage services, right? Even S3 is a storage service. But these two are the volumes for EC2 instance. That means if you want to save data into any one of these volumes, okay, you can do it only through EC2. But S3 is not like that. It's a storage for internet. Okay. When I say it's storage for internet, that means I can compare with a Google Drive. Okay. So if you want to save data into Google Drive, you can just start uploading files. You can just create a folder and you can upload files into it, right? The same way, S3 will provide you a simple web interface where you can create some folders and create and upload files. Okay, so we will see what are the terminology which we'll be using in S3. Suresh, your website content can be stored in this, right? Yes, Suresh. Yes, we can do it. Okay. So now in this module, we'll be seeing how to use it, how to store data into S3, how to move data to and from S3, and how do we choose regions according to your architecture. Okay. At the end of this module, you should be able to recognize the problems that Amazon S3 can solve, describe how to store content efficiently using S3, and recognize the various Amazon S3 storage classes and cost considerations, and describe how to move data to and from S3, and describe how to choose a region and creating a static website as a guided practice for you at the end. Okay. So, I said it's like a Google Drive where you can upload your data, okay, where S3 will give you a simple interface, right? A web interface, correct? That's what I said, right? Okay. Even in S3, what you can do is you can create a folder and you can start uploading files. But in S3, the folder which we are talking about is basically called a bucket. You know, it looks like bucket only. Even the, the logo, whatever. Okay. So a bucket is basically a main level folder. I mean, in order to save or upload some data into S3, first of all, you should create a bucket. That is a folder. Okay. And when we are creating a bucket, you should be following some sort of bucket naming guidelines. Guys, please hold on. Don't. It is same as cloud storage service in GCP. Maybe. Anisha. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So see, GCP, Azure, these are all the other cloud service providers, right? So they will have their own kind of terminology in order to store data. Okay, no worries. So if you want to create a bucket, you should be following some sort of naming guidelines as said. They are, your bucket name should be globally unique. That means no one in the world should be using the same bucket name which you are using. It should be globally unique, not just in your account. Okay, so let's take photos, videos, movies. So these are all the bucket names might have taken by someone else. You may not have, you may not use the same bucket name for your bucket. Okay, so the first thing is it should be globally unique, and you can have up to 3 to 63 characters. Your bucket name can be in between 3 to 63 characters. Okay, and you cannot have uppercase letters for your bucket. And you can have only lowercase and numbers. Okay, and you can have, or you cannot have, no special characters except dot and hyphen. Please don't comment about my writing now, please. I'm just trying to explain, no? Okay, so no lowercase, sorry, no uppercase, only lowercase and numbers, no special characters except dot and hyphen. But you cannot start or end with dot and hyphen. Cannot do it. Okay, and your bucket name should not resemble like an IP address like this. Okay, so you need to follow these naming guidelines when you're creating a bucket name. Of course, if you're not following it, AWS will throw you an error by, it will give you a warning in red. Okay, so once you create a bucket, which is a main level folder, you can upload any type of data into S3. So when I say any type of data, it represents like this. I mean to say, it can be of any type. When I say any type, that means you can upload an MP3, MP4, your PPTs, PDF, whatever it may be the file. Okay, and the files which you upload in S3 bucket are called objects or object. Okay, so the folder is called a bucket in S3, and the files which you upload, it can be any file. The files which you upload in S3 bucket are all called objects. Okay, and an object can be in between 0 KB to 5 terabyte TB. Yes, an object, one file. Nitish is Anish. Not Nitish. Nishit is asking, ma'am, in S3 we have public and private key? No. No, we will access in a different way. I'll tell you, no worries. Okay, so an object can be from 0 to 5 terabytes. And in a bucket, how many objects we can store? Unlimited. Again, it supports auto scaling. Okay, you don't define any volume size here. You just upload it. Okay, so what is the maximum volume for your bucket? It's basically unlimited. If I say an object, it is 5 terabyte. So what's the minimum maximum? 0 KB to 5 terabyte. Okay, coming back to the slides, let's see. So S3 is a storage for internet. It has a simple web services interface that you can use to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. It stores massive amounts of unstructured data, and data files are stored as objects in a bucket, and maximum is 5 terabyte. Okay. Logical data storage. What do you mean by logical data storage? Pavan? It's a object level storage, I can call it as. Okay, so we have block level, file level, object level. So that means when I say object level, if you upload an object into S3, the object will save as a whole. Like if you say block level, if you upload a file, it will divide into multiple blocks and it will give you a reference, and it will divide into blocks and it will save it. But when I say object level, when you upload an object, it will store as a whole. Okay, I mean, it will not divide into parts. That's what I mean. Coming to the benefits, we do have good durability. Okay, so 1 second, sorry. We have 99.99 of durability. We have completely 11 nines of durability. That means, yeah, of course, it ensures the data is not lost. That means if you upload 10,000 files in S3 bucket, in 10 million files, sorry, in 10 million years, you may lose one file. That's what the durability they are giving. Okay. And coming to the availability, you can access your data when needed. That means whenever you access it, whenever you're accessing it, your data should be available. So availability is something like I can compare with, let's take a Facebook application. So if you try to open a Facebook application at around 2 a.m. in the morning, will it tell you that please come in the morning? No, right? It will be available. Okay, so it will be available 24/7, 365 days, right? Okay, that's what the availability means. And AWS is giving you 99.99% of availability. That means whenever you access it, you will have that availability. It will be available for you. And also it supports scalability. It supports unlimited storage. Okay. And any object can be of 5 TB or less. And we do have encryption also to maintain the security. Yes, we have good performance whenever you're accessing an S3 bucket. Basically the objects in the bucket. Okay. An object should be less than 5 terabyte. Can we have many 5 terabyte files can be stored, right? Correct. Okay. So coming to the Amazon S3 common usage patterns. This S3 can be used to store videos, photos, music files, and other media. Okay. And whenever you are storing some file, you can also share that file with the URL. You know how I'm sharing my files, my Drive files with the URL, right? Where I can just share your URL and you'll be able to access the files. The same way, if I want to share the files, I can do it with the help of a URL, HTTP URL. Okay. So this is basically to access a bucket. Okay. But if you want to access a particular object like video.mp4, so this would be the URL. So HTTPS semicolon, and you have the bucket name .s3 Amazon AWS.com / your object name. Okay. What about security for our data in bucket? See, by default, that would be private to you only, unless you share to someone else. Chaitanya, okay? So as soon as you upload it, it will be private to you only. But if you want to share it, then you only will make it public. Okay, what, Teja? Is the same as Google Drive? Yeah. We have a lot more features than that, than the Google Drive. S3 is the storage for internet, right? HTTP, correct. Yes, I said storage for internet. So if you want to access, you want to give access to someone else, yes, you can do it with the help of, by changing the permissions to public. Otherwise, it will be private only. Okay. So the objects in S3 can be shared. We can store it. And each object will have a URL like this, where you can access through internet. Why can't HTTPS, sir? I think we can use HTTPS also. If you go for static website hosting, you need to enable the HTTPS if you want to go for it, because it will charge, you know. If I delete my AWS account, is my bucket accessible by URL? No, everything will get deleted. What is the purpose of globally unique naming? You see, when you are actually trying to access an object, okay, so in the URL, you will be having the bucket name. Okay, so let's take APSSDC is my bucket name and your bucket name. Let's take AWS allowed us. Okay, unfortunately, even the object name is also same. Now, if I give this URL, will the request will go to my bucket or your bucket? To avoid such kind of confusion, AWS told you that your bucket name should be globally unique because you're accessing through internet. Understood, Balaji? Okay. If I don't use my account for a long time, will it be there? See, that's what. That is the reason whenever you do something, whenever you access, you create files, create servers, cleanup is equally important. Otherwise, it will charge, you know. Okay, and it will not get deleted unless you do it. Globally unique for only public buckets? No, 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 no. So generally for buckets, you should be give a globally unique name. If you make it as a public, then it will be useful for you. Um, S3 has a unique HTTP URL. Okay, see, when I say HTTP, that means it is having HTTP protocol. Okay, so they might be using HTTP, yes, for giving access to us. Okay, I didn't mean HTTP or HTTPS. I mean to say you can access through web browser. I mean in that way. Okay. Yeah. So next comes with the content delivery network. So where, for example, you have an S3 bucket here. Okay, and you are accessing the bucket maybe from a long distance. What you can do, you can enable the CloudFront or the content delivery network where the frequently accessed data will be saved in the edge locations. Yes, basically for caching, correct. Okay, so the frequently accessed data would be saved in the edge locations, so that for the first request, it may go to the origin server. It copies a file of the file which you have in the edge location, and it will return to you. Okay, for the second time when you're accessing it, it would be from the edge location. Okay, even if other users trying to access for the same file, it would immediately retrieve from the edge location. Okay, who is doing that? The CloudFront would be doing it. Okay, so this is another common use case where you can go for S3. But ports get changed, ma'am, for HTTP and HTTPS. I know. HTTP is for 80 and HTTPS is 443, correct? See, when I say HTTP URL, that means AWS uses either HTTP or HTTPS URL just to give access to the users. Okay. If you go for static website hosting, they will give HTTP. If you go for the normal object URL, it will give HTTPS. That's what AWS S3 follows. Okay. I mean to say, your objects can be accessed through internet from the browser. Okay. What is POP? Point of presence. Okay. Point of presence. POP, edge locations, correct. Yes. If some prohibited content is made public, will Amazon have right to remove the content from my bucket? No. No, 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 no. It will not happen like that. Amazon will not have right. General people will book a case. Yeah. So yeah, I'll repeat the CDN. Let's take you are in one region. Okay, and you have an S3 bucket. S3 bucket, and you have some data. Okay, but you have users in different regions. Okay. So if the users in this region is trying to access this S3 bucket, they can access it with low latency. But if a user is trying to access the data from this region, he may have some sort of latency issues because they're in different regions. But if you have thousands of GB of volume, it cannot be replicated in all the regions, right? So instead, they would access from one region to another region. Okay, so to avoid the latency issues, we have a concept called edge locations. Edge locations is a physical data center where you will have the frequently accessed data stored. That means whenever user is trying to access a file, first of all, if you enable the cloud friend, first of all, the request will go to the edge location. It will check, obviously it will not be there. Then it will go to the origin server. Then the data would be stored, come to the edge location. It will store here a copy and it will send to the customer. Okay, first time. For the second time, if the same user or other user is trying to access the same file, the data would be retrieved immediately from the edge location with low latency. Okay, so who is sending the request to CloudFront, edge location and then the bucket and all? The CloudFront. So CloudFront is the one who is actually sending the request to edge location. If it is there, then if it is there to the user, if it is not there to the edge to the origin, and then to the edge location and then to the user. Okay, yes, it's a edge locations are the physical data centers, correct? But these edge locations are used only for caching. Okay, so the same thing here. When a user is trying to access some data from S3, first of all, it will go to the edge location. If it is not, if it is there, 1, 2, 3, if it is there, it will retrieve it. If it is not there, it will go to the origin server 3A. It will copy here 3B and it will send. It will return to the user. Ma'am, difference between inbound and outbound. Okay, so we can talk about the security group when you talk about inbound and outbound. Yesterday I was telling. Let's take you have an EC2 instance and security group is basically a firewall for your EC2 instance. Okay, so when a user is trying to access an EC2 instance, if you see in terms of EC2, it's an inbound to it. When it is responding back, if you see in terms of EC2, it's an outbound. Okay, in EC2 or in security group, if you allow something as an inbound, if you allow SSH or NFS or whatever it may be, if you allow something as an inbound, it remembers the outbound. You need not explicitly give the rule again. That is the reason the security groups are stateful. Okay, that is the difference between the inbound and outbound. And what is the difference between the availability zone and the edge location? See, availability zones are the physical data centers where you have the servers, where you will have your applications, data, everything would be stored. But edge locations are basically for the cache data, frequently accessed data only. So can I have an EC2 instance in edge location? The answer is a big no. You can have your EC2 instance only in the availability zones. CloudWatch. I didn't talk about CloudWatch, Abhishek. Pavan is telling edge location. CloudFront. Yes, you will have time to live. See, for example, you have some sort of files in S3 and you don't update it much. Maybe you will update it for every 24 hours. So what you do when you're creating CloudFront, you give time to live. That means how much time a file should be there in the edge location. If you keep 24 hours, once it is 24 hours, the data would be cleared. And when the file is accessed, it will go to the origin server and then they'll get the updated one. Understood, Abhishek? Great. So Venkata Adiseshu, yes. See, for example, if you delete your data in S3 and if you try to access, that's what it again depends on the time to live. Okay. So if the time to live is more, yes, the data would be there in the cache because the edge location will not know that S3 got deleted, S3 data was deleted. Okay. When the time to live is done, yes, it will get deleted. And if the file is not there in S3 also, obviously you can't retrieve it. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Today's session is much informative. Great. Okay. Yeah, the revision of EC2 instance and the volumes of EBS and EFS, right? So we just revised everything there. Okay, cool. Chalo guys, bye bye. Oh, great. So tomorrow it will be very more interesting. You know, we will be discussing a lot of things in S3. No, we don't have. Today's Thursday, right? No, Friday? Thursday, no? We have class tomorrow. Not on Saturday. No. Yes. Bye bye, yaar. Thank you so much for connecting. Have a great day. Yeah. September 8th. Avuna. Every day. లేదు. Not every day. We cannot have classes. See, I have other things scheduled on weekends. No problem. No problem. They will let you know. No worries. You might get. I'll confirm it tomorrow. Okay. I'll confirm it tomorrow. I'll check with Jagan Garu and all. Sarana? Sarepa. Bye. Have a nice day. Yeah. Thank you.